Okay, guys, I'm recording. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend our What is Coaching live call. Megan and Kristen and I are going to be leading it. And we're just going to, it's this real informal, low pressure, no pressure. It's just, we want to share with you guys what coaching is, what we do in a day, what it looks like for each of us, how it works, how you earn money. And my name's Jessica Kennedy, and I've been a coach for 5.5 years. And I'm the founder of Team on the Run, and Megan is my coach, and Kristen is her coach. So I'm going to turn it over to Kristen and Kristen, I'm going to turn it over to Megan and then Kristen, let them get started, just kind of sharing what it is and what we do and why we love it.
Yeah. And I will just share with you guys because Jess is pretty humble and probably will not share this. And she's gone, so we can talk about her now, Kristen. Jess has built, you guys, from the ground up, this phenomenal business that we are so proud to be part of. We are part of one of the top 10 coaches in all of Beachbody's business. And so we have like a direct line to her. Jess has just done amazing things, and I'll let her share more, but she brings in more money each month than I do in like 4 months of teaching. And I know this isn't about the money, but it blows my mind the work this woman has done and how many people she helps and just what she does for the world. So I am going to talk to you a little bit about what is Beachbody, who is this company we work with, why did we decide to bleed blue and join this company, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we do each day, and then I'm going to pass it to Kristen. So first off, and I know most of you, I don't see anyone, okay, besides Kristen. So, but Tony Horton, if you've heard of him, do like something, can you raise your hand or do something like that? If you know Tony Horton, all right. If you've heard the name before, the P90X guy, he's crazy, all right. So, our CEO, Carl Deichler, and this guy named John Cogden, no one you probably know, they were working for another fitness infomercial company, and they were getting trained by Tony Horton. And they thought Tony was funny. They thought Tony was engaging, and Tony knows his stuff if you've ever been worked out by Tony. And so they had this vision of bringing quality fitness programs to people's houses for people who couldn't afford personal training. And that's one of the things I love about Beachbody. I cannot afford a personal trainer, but I have these trainers in my home talking to me, pushing me through every day, and that's what draws people in. They also wanted to reach the crowd who didn't want that extreme fitness or to be surrounded at the gym by people and to feel embarrassed and then not do it. So that was kind of Tony and Carl and John. They all worked together to do this. They presented to their boss said it wouldn't work. So Carl and John decide to go again, and they'll go on their own, and they start Beachbody, okay? And I promise this is a short story. And they launched Tony's programs. And they launched a program called Power 90, P90X, 10-minute trainer, and it just takes off from there. And so now they have Shaun T, they have Autumn, they have all these different people, and it's become just this amazing thing. So Carl, again, and we have all heard Carl speak multiple times, and this man just like moves your soul. Like, he's just, my favorite thing he does is when we go to our summit thing is he literally pulls out a folding chair and he sits down and he's like, I just want to talk to you. And he just sits there and he talks to us. But anyways, his big vision with this company is he wanted to help people reach their goals and succeed and be healthy. And for people like me, like Kristen, like Jess, who busy lives, things got crazy, finding that coach who is just going to say, hey, you got this. Hey, did you work out today? Hey, how's your food today? Little things. You guys, I'm an English teacher. I can tell you how to put and where to put a comma, but I cannot tell you about nutrition, okay? Luckily, those trainers do it for me. And so that was Carl's vision. That was his goal. He created this network of coaches who is going to be cheerleaders to help people through these programs. And that's literally my job. I'm a cheerleader. Everyone's like, I don't know how you do this job. I'm like, what? Tell people good job? Ask them how their day was. I love it. It's fun. I get to connect with people. So our mission, his mission, is we're not supposed to be perfect. We're not supposed to be the nutrition experts. We are supposed to be helping people. We're supposed to be finding people who are struggling. We're supposed to be, and he always says this, ending the trend of obesity. And for me, who has struggled with that a lot of my life, it's a really refreshing feeling. When I first started coaching, I was so nervous because I had only lost my first 10 pounds, but I knew that my heart was drawn to this. And so it really just kind of went off from there. Okay, so that's a little bit about Beachbody and why we've chosen to stand with Beachbody and why you'll always hear Kristen say I bleed blue. It's a company that truly believes in helping people, and any product they launch, any nutritional thing they launch, they put doctors and nutritionists and scientists and all these different people into making it the best of the best. And that's why we stand with this company. So who is our team? I told you a little bit about Jess. She's amazing. She's so hands-on. She is there to help us with everything we need. And then we are part of her coach's team, Amanda, who is just recently become what's called a 9-star diamond. And basically that means she's a big deal. She's done a lot of stuff, okay? And then Amanda is part of this woman named Melissa McAllister's team. If you've ever done PIO, she's in there. She's really good friends with Chalene Johnson. Just Google Melissa McAllister if you don't know her, you'll see. So we're part of her team, you guys. So we get all of her trainings. We're in her team pages. I mean, it's pretty cool. So that's the team we're part of. It's pretty gosh darn amazing. Kristen, was she number 5 this year or 6?
Melissa?
Yeah, I thought she was.
I want to say 5, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I want to say 5 too. So anyways, that's what we're part of, okay? So what do we do then daily? Like, okay, great, Megan, you believe in this company. Well, what do you do? Well, it looks different for everyone. Jess's day and my day look really different. Kristen and my day looks pretty similar, besides the fact that Kristen's like operating on people and I'm correcting papers. But my day is I wake up, I work out, I drink my shake, and I share it on social media. Now, I can't just like every day be like, worked out, great. I share a story, right? I share the struggles I had that day. I share the fun I had that day. I share my kids jumping on my back. I share, if you don't know me, my son has autism, and he's often in there like whipping books around or crawling all over me. I share that, and so Kristen shares her dog. That's part of her story, She shares her kids, that she has teenage kids. Like, we all have this little story, and we share that with what we're doing. So that's the first thing I do. I get up, I work out, I drink my shake, and I share that journey. And why do I do that? Because I want to show people these products work, right? I can't just get on and be like, this is great, and never show anyone what happens. So I'm a product of that product. They work. There is no doubt these products work. I have lost 50 pounds. Kristen, how much have you lost?
20 with this.
With this, yeah. I mean, just there's been so many positive things. So that's the first thing I do. The second thing that I do every day is in between when I can find times in my job is I spend time inviting and connecting with people. Weight loss, you guys, is one of the scariest things people have to do. So I can post a zillion posts all week like, hey, I'm running challenge groups, and no one can respond to me. But if I sometimes take the time to send them a personal message like, hey, you are a really good fit for my group, and because I truly think they are, I look for a certain type of people. So if you're on this call, kudos to you. One of these women thought you were that type of person. But, hey, do you want to maybe jump into my group? I think you'd love the atmosphere, the feeling in my group. And oftentimes that private invite is where people feel a little bit more comfortable because it's scary. I was scared, okay? I was scared out of my mind when I sent Jess that message. So that's the second thing I do is I spend my day inviting and talking to people and just making connections, showing them like, hey, I'm a real person. I like chicken wings and beer, but I'm over here working out, okay? And I'm trying to make this thing work, and I'm trying to figure out a way to make it all put together. In addition to that daily, then I spend time recognizing. Tonight I was with my daughter at a meeting she had, and I wrote out some notes to my challengers, just simple notes. It took me 15 minutes, but I recognized the work they were doing. Every week I recognize my coaches and the work they're doing. I tell them good job. I give what are called shout outs, and I just kind of show them that I appreciate them. So that's the third thing that I really do each day. The last thing that I do each day is I do personal development. And this is something I fought for probably a full year. But now that I'm doing it, I absolutely love it. And so whatever it is I'm struggling with, I find a book on that and I start reading it. And man, are personal development books cool. I think I got overwhelmed because I'm an English teacher and I was like, I have to read the whole book and I can't. And no, I have to read 10 minutes. So I read 10 minutes a day. I get some information. I think about how I want to use it and I go on with my day. And that's what you do as a coach, you guys. Once you get into the higher levels of coaching, obviously there's more stuff that comes with it. But when you first start, that's what you're doing. That's it. So I'm going to wrap up because I have talked for a while here. So I just want to share with you how coaching has changed my life, you guys.
Wait, Megan,
yeah.
Can I stop you for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
So Just maybe touch base on how much time you
Oh,
spend
yeah.
doing each of those
Sorry.
things.
Yeah, sorry. So we often try and teach our coaches to do what's called a power hour, you guys, and to find an hour each day to work. And if you are working, what I tell my coaches is like power pockets or like 15 minutes for each thing. What's hard is it gets very addicting when people are posting in challenge groups, and that can be really fun. So we really in our team work to stress to our coaches that you're probably not working if you're just hanging out in the challenge group. And if you're going to call it your work time, you want to make sure you're doing one of those 4 things. So if you are just doing those things and you're staying on task, I would say, wouldn't you guys agree about an hour a day, but maybe not every day when you first start? Like I didn't work Saturdays and Sundays when I first started.
Yeah. And I've always worked pockets, except when I was crazy and getting up really super early and then you yelled at me.
Yeah, dream crusher.
Thanks for that.
Okay, but before I just share how coaching has changed my life, which will be really quick, anybody have questions for me about any of these things? Want to pop them in chat? I'm really good at waiting. They taught us this in college. Right, Jess? Okay, I'll share maybe. Oh, okay. Nora's good. Thanks, Nora. All right. So how has coaching changed my life? I'm going to tell you in 1 minute. I'm watching my time. When I first started coaching, I was 50 pounds heavier. We were in the red, probably a good $1,000 to $2,000 each month because we were paying daycare. My husband and I were not very happy. We weren't connecting very well because we were stressed. I was tired. I couldn't play with my kids. The list could go on. Today, I'm 50 pounds lighter. This year, I was able to go on a trip to Jamaica that I earned through Jess, but I was able to buy those plane tickets. I was able to pay for a trip to Mexico. I was able to pay for our entire Christmas for everyone, all the gifts for my whole entire family. I play with my kids. I go outside. I'm sledding. I'm running. This summer, I decided I was just going to start running a mile after my workouts, and I could just do it. You guys, I am not a runner. Like, couldn't even run the mile in high school. Okay, I was terrible. But that's who I am today. My husband and I have a mandatory date night a month. I work on spending time with my kids. These ladies push me to be better, to Megan, disconnect. You need to go connect with your family and disconnect from this world. So it has made me just this all around better human being. That's what coaching has done for me. That was 1 minute. I'm done now. Okay. I'm going to turn it over to Kristen. And if you have questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, guys. Whew.
Okay. Hey, you guys. The vast majority, I think, of you know me. I'm Kristen Corton. I have been a Beachbody coach for, I think, 2 years, actually. A little over 2 years. I am with Megan, as most of you know, because I think the majority of my people in here have been maybe in a challenge group with all of us. So, sorry. Anyway, I am going to talk to you about how to sign up as a coach, the costs and the types of coaching, things like that. And then I will tell you also how coaching changed my life. So my story begins way a long time ago in a super unhappy marriage, super like morbidly obese, hypertension, depression, medications, pills, crash diets, the whole 9 yards, like a lot of us, looking for the quick fix. Long story short, I lost a whole bunch of weight in very unhealthy ways, got divorced, moved away, and then wound up here in Green Bay and ended up connecting to a whole bunch of people basically from my past, because I had a really unhealthy and unhappy life for a long time and wanted to reconnect to people who made me happy. And one of those people was Megan. And so I started following her and her journey and stalked her, just like, I mean, we all do it. We stalk our coach for a long time. We try to figure out what they're doing. Finally, I sent her a message. Okay, what's going on with you? You know, what are you doing here? And so she told me, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. So you guys, I literally did that for 9 months. I was terrible. I'm so sorry, Megan. So she kind of would leave me alone and just be like, hey, just want you to know I'm still here. So finally I took the plunge, and I was getting married, and I lost 20 pounds with Beachbody, right before my wedding, and damn, I looked good in my wedding dress. I've never felt so good in my whole life. And then Megan said, you know what, you should do this coaching thing. And I was like, okay. So the rest is history. She was like, you're coaching already. I don't know why you don't just get paid for it. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm coughing. So upfront, if you decide to coach or sign as a coach, the upfront cost when you first sign up is $38.95. However, that being said, if you have ever purchased a challenge pack before, you or your coach can get that reimbursed. It's really easy. It's just a form you fill out. I usually do it for all of my people. I just get their information and I fill it out for them, and then they just get reimbursed at $38.95. I'm sorry. If you haven't purchased a challenge pack,
You have to purchase it within the year.
Really? Did that change?
I don't think so.
I think I got one reimbursed. Maybe they didn't catch it. I don't know.
That's awesome. Okay. I just didn't.
Interesting. Thank you, Jessica. So Jessica said you have to have purchased it within a year, but maybe I just had some.
Maybe they don't notice, and that is quite possible.
I'm thinking maybe they don't check.
Okay.
So again, you can get that reimbursed maybe within a year. So if you haven't purchased a challenge pack, and you want to purchase a challenge pack, which is Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology, typically, there's other challenge packs, then you can purchase it at the time of coach enrollment. And at that point, then that $38.95 gets waived. You don't have to pay that at all. Okay. So, that is that upfront cost. Usually it's reimbursable. Okay. So then, monthly cost for the business fee is $15.95 per month. And it comes out as an automatic deduction, like on the same day every month from when you joined. So every single month that I've been a coach, $15.95 has gotten deducted from my bank account. And then, later in the month, my Shakeology comes out, and then at a different time, my Energize Recover comes out, and then a different time. Anyway, so you get the point. It's a different withdrawal than your Shakeology, unless you ordered the two at the same time. Okay. This, I will tell you, if you are military, or if your spouse is active military, that business fee gets waived. Okay. So, I have a coach who goes by Franklin because her husband is military and she signed up under him. Okay. Or a veteran. Sorry, Jess. Yep. So there are specific military, Beachbody loves the military. So they give, the actives and the veterans, they waive that cost. Okay. But it can't be like your boyfriend, right? You have to be married, or it has to be you. So, there are different kind of levels of coaching, right? So, Jessica is a full-time coach. She stays home with her kiddos. She makes a shit ton of money. And all she does is coach, right? And her coach does the same thing, and is doing great financially, loves staying home with her kiddos, being able to live the dream, helping other people again, and the trend. Megan is a full-time teacher, right? She is a full-time teacher and a almost full-time coach. She is living the dream, as pulling it in. And I am a full-time physician assistant and also a Beachbody coach, right? So I'm a little bit more of what they consider a hobby coach, because yes, I have goals, but I can't quite push as hard maybe, or work as hard as other people might do in the business. And that's my own decision. That's me. That's not anybody else. That's me. I work as a PA because I love it. I'm not looking to leave my company or my job, but I love doing Beachbody coaching. So I do it double. And then there are those that we call the discount coaches. Okay. So, There are people who are considered Beachbody coaches who don't coach. There is a 25% discount on every single Beachbody product except Beachbody On Demand. Every single product that Beachbody has to offer is at a 25% discount for all coaches. That doesn't mean like you have to sell something and then you get the discount. It means across the board, you get the discount. So yes, you have to pay the $15.95 fee monthly, but even if you get Shakeology on a monthly basis, you're still saving between $15 and $20 per month by being a coach. We would, if that's what you're looking for, we would never ask you to, you don't have to post anything. Nobody has to know. If that is not what you're looking for, that's okay. If you're looking for the discount, hey, welcome aboard. That's actually kind of initially what I was going to do. And then I was like, yeah, no, I kind of like this. So the other thing too is like, let's say you have somebody who really wants to join you. Okay, bring them in, coach them. But that doesn't mean you ever have to do it in the future, right? So you can kind of fluctuate between, hobby and discount. And, let's say you're like me right now and you're a hobby coach and you're loving coaching, and all of a sudden something happens and you're like, holy crap, I need to make some money. I need to push this up. I can then elevate to like a career coach like Jess. So it gives you the flexibility of doing this. So anyway, there are those three different levels, but a coach is a coach is a coach, right? Like you don't sign up to be a discount coach. You don't sign up to be a career coach. You just sign up as a Team Beachbody coach because you love Team Beachbody. So how to get started in all of this, I'll have you talk to your coach about it. The reason is that there's a really simple, easy way for you guys to just jump in and sign up, but we don't want you to do that. We need you guys to talk to your coach because there's positions that we might want to move you to put you under our business legs, it's called. So there's, like a tiered program. There's a right leg and a left leg. So anyway, I need you to talk to your coach before you sign up, because otherwise it's too hard to shift things on the back end. Okay. So coaching has changed my life in more ways than I can even tell you guys, especially more recently. So yes, it has been giving me purpose and fulfillment and passion and more energy. It gives me accountability because everybody expects to see my stupid, smiling, sweaty face on Facebook every day. And if I don't post, people are like, what's going on with you? Are you okay? Are you feeling okay? In the background, Meg will call me out. My mom calls me out. My brother's like, you okay? I didn't see your sweaty selfie. Everything okay? Right? So it gives me accountability. And more recently, you guys, so my husband, this isn't vast knowledge, but my husband lost his job a couple weeks ago. And it's been kind of rough, but we're okay. And so we had this vacation, pre-planned vacation, and it was just really bad timing. And Chad's like, oh my God, how are we going to pay for this? And literally we had that conversation on Tuesday, and on Thursday I had my biggest, craziest Beachbody coach paycheck that I didn't expect it. It was a crazy thing. I had my biggest check. It paid for the whole weekend. It paid for gas. It paid for food. It paid for the house that we stayed at. It was such good timing. And it was like no stress. I told Chad, it was like a gift. It was amazing. It usually just pays for my groceries. It pays for my Shakeology. But it paid for our entire weekend, non-stress weekend, even though my husband just lost his job. So that was pretty incredible. But I will say that the biggest thing that coaching has given me is this community of women that we have built. I cannot begin to tell you guys the community that we have. It is phenomenal. I went to New Orleans last summer during Summit, and I met all of these women who like I felt like I knew already, but I had actually never met in person. But it's because we have been in these groups together. It's because we run these coach calls together. It's because we've built this team together, and it's just this amazing positive experience in everybody's life. So I think, yeah, the money's nice and it's, a fantastic boost. But it's definitely the community of women and teammates that we've built that coaching has given to me that I've appreciated the most. So that being said, I am going to hand it over to Jess.
Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Megan. I'm going to talk about everybody's favorite topic to try to explain, which is how does a Team Beachbody coach earn money? First of all, let me say that I would do this job for free because I love it, and because, like Kristen said, the community of women that it has connected me to. This is my tribe. This is my family. These are the women that I go to first when something major comes up in my life, and that I laugh with and that I travel with and that hold me to my fitness goals. They pick me up when I'm down. And I also love paying forward my fitness and the way that eating better and working out and doing personal development has changed my life. So I love paying that forward to other women. Occasionally I work with men too, but mostly women. And I love paying that forward. So this job is rewarding, not just in a monetary sense, but obviously it is a job. And people sometimes are like, I don't understand how you earn money posting pictures on Facebook of you working out, right? So I'm just going to talk about the different avenues that a Beachbody coach can earn money. The first is super, super straightforward, which is we earn a 25% commission on products we sell. Okay, everybody pretty much understands how commission works. So, for example, you sell a challenge pack, which is a fitness program, or Beachbody On Demand is really our big one now, where people stream their workouts into their home, kind of like Netflix, but of fitness, right? So say you sell a Beachbody On Demand packaged with Shakeology, which is our superfood nutrition shake. It's not just a protein shake, it's a nutritional supplement. So we sell those together as a package to give everybody the food and the fitness, and then we give them the accountability. So it's the trifecta there. We give them the support. So we sell one of those challenge packs, we earn about $50, right? So you can kind of do the math in your head that if you sell, if you want to fill a challenge group online with a certain number of women, you're going to earn 25% of all the sales that you make. So that's nice. And that helps people pay for their product that they use themselves, like their Shakeology and their own Beachbody On Demand, by earning commission 25% every month. And that's just based on your efforts and how much you want to work. If you want to go all in, a little bit in, or don't want to sell anything, that's fine too. The next way we make money is by what's called a team cycle bonus. And this doesn't really become a thing until you have assigned at least 2 coaches on your team. Is there pressure to assign anybody to your team if you don't want to? No. You don't ever have to build a team, ever. You don't ever have to sell a product, ever. But should you decide maybe you're interested in more earning potential or building a more long-term stable income potential, building a team is where it's at. So after you've built two people on your team and then you continue to build from there, you're eligible for what's called a cycle bonus, which basically means that you make a percentage off of the volume of products that your team sells. Okay, so you're going to earn cycle bonuses off of the volume that your team sells. So that is additional income that's tacked on to your commission. Okay, the next way that you earn income through Team Beachbody is once you have become, I believe, an emerald. Nope, it's a ruby. Once you become a ruby, which means you have a little bit larger team, okay, all through up the leadership ranks, you earn what's called a matching bonus, which means I make 10% of the cycle bonus that Megan earns. Megan makes 10% off the cycle bonus that Kristen earns, and so on and so forth. So as a leader, you're rewarded for your leaders' production. So it's just a little extra income on that check every week if you're in a leadership role in the business and you've got leaders who are producing again, there's never any pressure to get to that position where you lead a team. So this may not ever be anything that you're wrapping your head around, and that's okay, but I just want to tell you all the different ways that we can earn. The fourth way that we can earn income as a Team Beachbody coach is, again, once you become higher up in the leadership ranks, you're eligible, and you have a larger team, you're eligible for quarterly profit sharing from the company. So Beachbody basically says, hey, you're doing a really great job as a leader. Thank you for building a team. Thank you for helping end the trend of obesity and help people get healthier. Here is a certain percentage of our profits for the quarter. So that's really sweet. And that's just another way that you can earn income. So it's kind of confusing, and I'm trying to simplify it the best I can. Obviously, any of us can answer more specifically if you want to dig in deeper, any questions with taxes and whatnot, because there's usually a lot of questions when it comes to the income part. And I don't want to talk numbers at you all night and bore you, but I'm happy to answer questions. So 25% commission, cycle bonuses from what your team, the volume that your team sells, matching bonuses, which is matching your leaders' cycle bonuses, and then profit sharing from the company and quarterly bonuses. Those are the 4 avenues to earn income. And a lot of people aren't aware there's anything beyond commission. So it's really awesome. Let me see what else I have in my notes to make sure that I cover everything on this highly exciting topic. Do you have to build a team? Nope, I already talked about that. What's the average you earn in the beginning versus now is one of the topics that I have written down because people want to know. So Megan talked about when you first start coaching, if you decide you're really looking to build, not only have the discount on product. When I first started, I wanted to build, but really what I was looking for was $100 a week grocery money for my family. That was my goal, okay, $100 a week on average. And I would say I built that in about an hour a day and probably wasn't really working on the weekends. And for me, I was teaching, so it was pockets of time. So in the beginning, when I first started, and I can post this graphic, I'll post this graphic when we get off the call because I know right where it is. I'll post it in the group. I was making an average of maybe $100 a week in the beginning. And now I'm 5.5 years into the business, and I cleared 6 figures in this business a couple years ago. And so my paychecks are, thank you, my paychecks are considerably higher than $100 a week, okay? But I've put the work in. Beachbody obviously doesn't guarantee any level of success, blah, 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 legal disclaimer, okay? So you gotta work for the money. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but is there income to be made? Is there enough income to be made that you could make this your full-time career? Should you choose and should you put the work in? Yes, there is. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I have an English degree, okay? Like, yeah, so does Meg. This is not rocket science. It's hard work. It's caring about people. It's connecting with people. It's being passionate about helping people and being passionate about our products working. If you're willing to put in the time and have the patience, there's definitely a lot of income to be made, especially on this team, because I feel like this team is full of rock stars, and there's a great community of support and a lot of people pushing each other to be the best that they can be. And there's a lot of volume on our team too. So my last question is, how does coaching change my life? And guys, I could talk about this for an entire call. When I first started coaching 5.5 years ago, I was teaching, and I had 2 babies. I had a 2-year-old and an infant, and I was teaching, and I was still wearing my maternity pants to teach my night classes at the college here in Madison, Wisconsin, where I'm at, because I couldn't drop the baby weight. But more than anything, more than that, like 20 pounds of baby weight I was carrying this huge weight of the world on my shoulders. I was struggling with postpartum depression. My marriage was floundering, in part because we never saw each other because I worked at night and he worked during the day, and in part because we were under tremendous financial strain that we weren't telling anybody about because we were embarrassed, because we both had master's degrees, and just through a series of circumstances that can happen to anybody, all of a sudden we had like $25,000 in credit card debt. We were about to foreclose on our home. Things were bad. Things were really bad for me. It's probably the lowest of my low. Enter coaching. One of my college friends was leading a challenge group and asked me many, many times, and I just tuned her out. And then finally one day I said, you know what? Sure, I'll do it. And I did it, and I committed to the workouts and the shakes and the community. And 60 days later, I started to see like a glimmer of my old self, and actually it was a glimmer of a better self. And I knew that I wanted to pay it forward, and people were asking what I was doing, and we needed the income. And so that is how my coaching career started. Never, ever in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be able to be home with my kids, coaching part-time hours, earning a really good income. We have paid off all our credit card debt. We closed on a beautiful home. We've had 2 more kids. My fitness, it's a journey just like anybody else's, but I've been able to run a marathon and do all sorts of things for myself that I would have never been able to do before. And I've built this community of women who have my back all the time and who I love so much. And I've helped change a lot of lives. So Beachbody has changed my life in about 101 ways. And I love coaching, and I am so passionate that I just think that there's something that anybody at any stage in life could benefit from being on this tribe of women. So that is the very abbreviated version of how coaching has changed my life. I've gone on trips with my family, all-inclusive trips paid for by the company. It has really been an incredible opportunity. So I love it, and I love my tribe, and I would love to have some of you join us. And I would love for you guys to share any questions or concerns. We're an open book. I got nothing that I won't share with you. No question is silly. And I hope that I explained the pay structure and how we get paid. And I hope that we've answered your questions. So I'm going to wrap it up. But what I do want to do, if Meg and Kristen are okay with this, and I didn't ask them if they were okay with this, but I just want to open it up for a couple minutes to see if you guys have any questions while you've got us live. But I'm also going to give an opportunity. I'm going to post that income graphic, and then I'm also going to post an opportunity for, as you think about questions, for you to write them, and we will answer them either in live video or just type back to you. And you can message us too. But while you've got us live, feel free to ask questions, and we are here to answer. Don't be shy, because if you're thinking about it, someone has probably asked it, and we are very willing to share. What questions or concerns do you have for us about coaching? And you can just unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah, this is Otana. I was just concerned about the amount of time that you put in, because currently my job is extremely stressful. I work in an investment firm, and I drive at least 40 minutes every day to get to work, and then 40 minutes back. And so by the time I'm done getting home and doing my workouts, there's not a whole lot of time left at the end of the day to do anything. Not to mention, it's extremely hard for me to get up in the morning because I work at 7 in the morning, and I'm not an early morning person. So I tend to do my working out more towards the evenings. And so I would love to get involved in this. I'm just wondering how much time you usually put into it.
So I'm going to jump on number one, Otana's mind, but also I think my schedule is probably a little bit more like hers. So, Otana, as you know, like I'm in the OR, like 4 days a week and seeing clinic patients, all the time. So number one, your 40-minute drives back and forth, that is really a prime opportunity to do what's called personal development. I was actually going to talk to you about this because I know that there's been some stuff going on in your life anyway. So I think we need to find some personal development audiobooks for you to be listening to and from work. I think that is huge for you. Megan just said do voice invites. Absolutely. You can use that time, kind of make a list of people who you want to talk to. If you have an iPhone, you can send like the voice text messages, or you can even send them through Facebook Messenger with the voice app. Megan and I talk back and forth all the time on the voice texting, just because sometimes it's easier that way. and I will tell you, this is no joke. The vast majority of my coaching, this is terrible, you guys. A lot of my coaching is in elevators or in bathrooms. I'm not joking. Like walking to and from the bathroom, riding the elevator at work. It literally takes less than 5 minutes to start a conversation with somebody. So it's, yes, sometimes the follow-up can be more, but you know, it's just starting to develop relationships. So yep. And Meg is saying too that she's got students in her room all the time. Jess has all kinds of stuff going on, running her kiddos back and forth. You know, Meg has autism therapists in her house that like are ridiculous amounts of time. So you just kind of find these little pockets of time. So there's a lot of people who will sit down and dedicate a full hour or more, you know, to like pounding out 20 invites. You know, if I send out 2 invites a day, I'm lucky, right? Like this is your business. Like Meg just said, you don't have a boss. You might set goals for yourself, but it's not like if you don't hit them, something bad happens to you. So there are, Nora will talk about that. There are definitely places in your day that we can talk about that you can find. A minute, you know, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there during your drive, you know, on your lunch break. A lot of people do stuff on their lunch breaks. You know, there's a lot of people who work very hard jobs all day long and can really, really make this business work. So if that's something that you're truly considering, we will sit down and we'll map out your day.
I think some of it too, Otana, depends a little bit on what your goals are. You know,
Yeah,
like
true.
if you want to build a giant business, it's going to take more time. If you want to enjoy your discount and help a couple people a month, you can find time easily.
Yeah.
Maybe not easily, but it'll be worth it because the reward is great. You know, like I don't know if that makes sense.
It is worth it.
It really depends on what your goals are. Like we've got some people who are working full-time jobs, they have 1 million kids and their life is crazy and they like to dabble in this business and it brings them a lot of fulfillment and they pay for their product and they enjoy it, but they're not going to put in 5 hours a day, and that's totally okay.
I mean, is that what you do? You put in 5 hours a day doing this, you know, to get where you are?
Do I at this point? No. I would say I put in minimum an hour a day, and I would say even on the weekends, I might make an effort to unplug one day and not put any time in, but usually on the weekends I'm putting an hour in, but I love it. So it's not usually a consecutive hour on the weekends, just here or there. And on a really busy day, I might put 4 hours in, but that's like a busy day. And that would probably include a call like this. I would be counting, you know? So,
sometimes too, it's fun to do the work, so it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
So like when you say like 4 hours, it's not like 4 hours of like filling out forms. It's like 4 hours of talking to people online.
Talking to people and sharing my recipes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like connecting with people I care about.
Yeah.
I feel like I spend more time meal prepping than I would be doing this.
Truth, you probably
Yeah,
would.
I do. Yeah.
I feel like I struggle so much with my meal prepping, and then you guys put on this ginormous meal plan that had to have taken a long time to do.
We got quick at those.
Yeah, I can write a meal plan in about 25 seconds. So
Meg's much faster.
That's impressive.
No, but what you have to understand is like too, when you join our team, like you get that too. So like part of what Kristen and I do is like, here's these things. Feel free to use this to help get people to join you. So like Jess gives me stuff so I don't have to reinvent the wheel. We'll give you stuff so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So we really work together. You're not just like flying solo ever.
Yeah, this is a major collaborative effort. You're not on your own ever.
I agree. Like a lot of the reason that I am not putting hours and hours and hours a day in is because I'm doing so much with my team. Like I'm leading a challenge group with them. So like right now, my day to lead in my challenge groups, I'm doing 2 right now, is tomorrow. That doesn't mean I'm not in there every day. I'm in there every day helping. I'm in there every day connecting with my challengers and posting my pictures, and I'm doing a lot of stuff outside of that challenge group. But that challenge group is not my sole responsibility except for Fridays. So it's helpful to me. We share the burden, and it's not a burden, it's fun. So if it starts to feel like too much, you can always scale back because it's your business.
Yeah, I feel like it, by doing coaching, it gives you more purpose, like helping others, not just doing something for yourself, but then you're actually building and helping other people as well.
Yeah, you just nailed it, girl.
Yep. And you stay more true to you. Like, I can't gain all my weight back because my challengers are watching me, and I lose all credibility if I do. So it's also this like, crap, like I told them not to eat this. I can't, I mean, it's a big accountability piece.
That was a great question, Otana. Anybody else? Okay, so my peeps, let's just talk in the background about where to go from here. And we'll do some rearranging and moving around. You guys, if you don't have my phone number, send me a Facebook Messenger. Yeah.
I have a question. I was just wondering about the being pushy. How do you guys walk the fine line of not being too pushy? Huh?
We don't sell things.
You're never a salesperson.
The products work. I don't ever come off like I'm trying to sell you something. I'm offering you a way to change your life. And that sounds so cliche, but once you get into the conversation, it's not. Like, I'm not here to sell you anything. I am not a salesman. I don't know how to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, Megan.
Okay.
Yeah, Nora, it's super true. I actually had I probably had a 40-minute conversation yesterday with a girl that all I did. So I've noticed that she has liked or loved many of my posts recently. And I was like, I know this girl from high school, but I don't really know what's going on with her. So all I did was I sent her a message and I said, hey, I've noticed that you've been, giving me a lot of support, and I really appreciate that. How are you? And we started this really long conversation, and, and she was like, you are really motivating, and she's given me all these compliments. And I said, I just want you to know that I do it because I'm passionate about it. It works. I love it. And if you want to join, I'm here. I think like she was almost looking for an invite, and then she was like, yeah, now's not the time. Right. So then you write her name down, because you keep track of all of this stuff. You write her name down, you write not now. And then next month or in a few weeks, you send her a message and you say, hey, just checking in. How you doing? Just want you to know I'm starting up a new group, and, your name popped into my head, and, just seeing where you're at. So, like Meg said, we're not salespeople. Does it feel good to hit a sale? It does, but it feels a lot better to help people. And I actually have helped a lot of people just in the background, just as a cheerleader. I basically am their coach without them even being in Beachbody. And one of them is on this call right now. So I love what I do. I love being a cheerleader, and just offer your support for these people, because that's what our job is. It's pretty cool.
Anyone else?
Hey, so I joined this group like really late due to work. Is this going to be recorded for me to see it from the beginning?
Yes, I recorded it. I'll post it in probably about the next 15 minutes or so when we're
okay. Awesome. Yeah, because I probably got on here like 20 minutes ago, so I'm so lost. But I can definitely watch it from the beginning.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. And
catch
don't be shy about asking questions too. Like, we don't want anybody to feel lost. We don't want there to be any stones unturned. So feel free to chime in with any questions you have.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Should we wrap it up?
I think so. Thanks, you guys, for being on tonight. We know we took some of your time and we went over our time. We're sorry. We get really excited about this.
Holy cow, it is late. Ooh,
Yeah.
sorry, guys.
Thank you so much for jumping on and for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.